Hey y'all, how's it going? Can you hear me? I've got a different camera set up. I'm trying to do things a little differently. As you can see, you're not seeing me this time. I'm trying to solve this problem with the focusing. Those who've seen my previous videos know how frustrated I've gotten with the damn focusing. So I decided to keep the camera off me because the background behind me is very complicated. I think that's throwing off the focus. So I figured this way, I could put my hands in front of here. I could have the cards out right in front of here. I could show you the cards, and I could talk about the cards, and it'll probably go a lot smoother. Plus, I'm not feeling well today. I'm under the weather with some sort of respiratory infection. So if you hear me like sneezing or coughing or something, like don't be surprised. I got antibiotics earlier today, but they're still kicking in. Whoa, that was hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, let me readjust this now. Get back to where I want it, right there-ish. I think that's good. If you can see the playmat in front of me right over here, that is the work of the wonderful, lovely, and talented Ken Meyer Jr., giving us Brainstorm Dude. Yes, the dude with the classic Magic Brainstorm art, except he's got bowling balls over his head, representing the 5 colors: mana, white, blue, black, red, green. Gotta love it. It's the dude. Dude abides. So, all right. So I've got a lot of stuff to get to today. Just a bunch of random stuff. You can see back here, you see the deck boxes for the Planeswalker decks. There's Oko and Rowan from Throne of Eldraine, and alongside here, if you can see with my mountains of cards, you see what kind of situation I have here with all these cards. You can see the Core 2020 Planeswalker decks. I did acquire those as well, but I didn't acquire them in time for the Magic 2020 opening. So I've got, look at this, 5 packs right there. And why is it backwards again? Why is it backwards again? What am I going to do with this camera? It's killing me when it faces me. It's fine. And listen, if you guys could see it, fine, but I'm seeing everything backwards. Is that the case? Are we all seeing it backwards? Because I don't know how to fix that, actually. If somebody knows how to fix that, please do tell, because I have no idea. I really have no clue. One of these days I'm going to get this all right, damn it. I promise you, I'm serious. Anyway, you're not here to listen to me rant and rave and BS. You're going to see some pack openings. Well aware of that. So let me get cracking on these 5 packs of Magic 2020 here. I really wish this was the right way around. I don't know why. When it was facing me, it was fine. Now it's not facing me and it's backwards. What the hell? Anyway, for the record, we've seen these packs of 2020 opened. Not only did we see, I opened 2 booster boxes here on my channel, but other people have opened them. And the booster boxes themselves were actually pretty good because of the new foil ratio. And the Throne of Eldraine boxes, this is going to be a pain in the neck, isn't it? All right, I got to figure out some way to. Oh, I see what the problem is. All right, hang on a second. I've got that open pack still sitting there, but I see what the problem is. It's my fault. I'm doing it. I got to figure out why I'm doing it and then stop doing it. Maybe don't touch the wire. Maybe don't touch anything. Oh, it did it again. Look at that. See, once again, you're not here to see me. You're here to see the cards. One second. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that'll help. Oh, geez. Oh, God, one of these days, man. One of these days I'm going to just... This is not going to be a problem. Please friggin' stay now? Can we stay? Because I want to get some card openings here. So yeah, we're backwards. What you gonna do about it? So our commons, our Colossus Hammer. Yeah, you see, I can see already, like, even though it's backwards, it's still gonna be a little bit better. So I got a Thunderkin Awakener. It's got some cool elemental synergies. That's great. But hey, it's backwards. And it's still not focusing. Look at that. I obviously did not solve the problem. Oh, God damn. All right, I got to do something about this. I did get a foil in the pack as a fairy miscreant. Hang on a second. Bear with me here. I'm going to fix this because this is really pissing me off now. Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Maybe that'll be better. As long as it stays, I don't care. I don't know how I'm hitting it or what the hell I'm doing. But it's because of where I'm stringing the wire. Jeez. All right. Well, we're going to deal with it. Hopefully, it's not much more of a problem. I want to try to keep those cards out of the way so we can get our proper focus. And let's see if I can make it through opening a pack without knocking the camera over, damn it. Because that's annoying. I'm still frustrated that this whole thing is backwards. I don't know why. And I got to put my garbage can in a different place, damn it. Bear with me. I'm sorry for all the technical problems. But I'm like a walking technical problem here, apparently. Oh, boy. All right. Back to business. Okay. Let's see if we can keep the camera on the table and keep the cards in the frame and maybe get some focus. It's going to fall again. I think it's a little bit better. Let's see. Do we focus? Do we focus on cards? Yes, we focus on cards. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I'm going to shut up and keep going. Class Hammer, Scholar of the Ages, Pulse Marasa, Temple of Epiphany. That's not bad. Temples are usually a couple of bucks. Nothing in the foil slot because there was no foil slot. Hey, how about that? All right. Next pack 2020. I keep saying 2010. Why do I keep saying 20? Jesus Christ, I don't want it to be 10 years ago. 10 years ago sucked. Let's see. So we got see our uncommons, Little Pegasus, Manifold Key. Manifold Key. I love that card. I can't wait to have to switch out Voltaic Key. I actually need a foil Manifold Key. If anybody's got a foil Manifold Key, I'll be willing to trade for it. I don't see anybody typing in the chat, which is okay, but I'm really just curious to make sure everybody's hearing me okay. I know we're seeing the cards backwards, and if somebody knows how to fix that problem, I would really appreciate a little bit of advice. I don't know why it's backwards, because it was forwards when it was facing me, and it was fine. It just wasn't focusing. Now I got to focus, but it's backwards. I really don't get it. It's so bizarre. Another temple. How about that? There are two temples. And these packs, if you missed it, these packs are all from the Planeswalker decks. So moving on to pack number 4. Oh, they're not backwards on your end? Thanks, Raph. I really appreciate it because they're friggin' back. Like, I'm watching, I'm looking to my left over here where I have my computer monitor. And where I have my computer monitor, it's all backwards. But I'm glad you're not seeing it backwards. And I'm glad I would presume that you're hearing me, which is also good. I'm really close to the camera, but I'm behind the camera, as you can tell by the size of my hands in front of the camera. Anyway, going through here with the commons. Let's get those out of the way. We got Eternal Isolation, Captivating Gyre, Herald of the Sun, and the rare Lotus Field. Wow, I need another one of those. That is amazing. That's 3 lands out of 4 packs. That's so good. And a foil Growth Cycle. Hey, look at that. All right. Not bad. Last pack of 2020. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I think you know what it was. I think the way I had the camera's got like a two folding kind of thing over there, and it's not very well balanced. It's really not very well balanced. So it's a little bit annoying. But I think I've gotten a position where it's balanced and it's going to stay, and I'm going to not touch anything. I'm going to try to stay away from everything, and hopefully it'll be good. Noxious Grasp, Might of the Masses, Creeping Trailblazer, and the rare is a mythic. It's Cavalier of Gales. And I don't know what the Cavaliers are going for now. I'd imagine not much. I really don't see too many of them seeing play. I mean, maybe in Standard, but I don't play Standard, so I wouldn't know. Okay, I wouldn't know what's hot in Standard right now, or what's going to be hot in Standard with rotation. I like the fact that you get the Brainstorm when it enters the battlefield, and it's a 5/5 flyer for 5, which is also really good. And I mean, the artwork on all the Cavaliers is pretty, and hey, they're all Knights, which works really well with the Eldraine stuff, except it's in blue, which doesn't help because the Knights aren't in blue in Eldraine, but that's okay. That is a cool ass demon token, though. Look at that. All right, I got to hold the cards a little bit lower and a little bit closer to keep them in the screen. I notice I'm cutting off the top sometimes when I'm moving around, but that's okay. Demon token, very cool, very cool. So anyway, as I said, I bought both Planeswalker decks from Eldraine, so I have 4 regular packs of Eldraine. When you buy the Planeswalker packs, they actually shove these in these little deck boxes over here, so that's why they're all cramped on top. But I don't know if you've opened any Eldraine boosters, but the wrapping on these is really kind of loose, and I've had some difficulty opening them. And at first I thought it was just me, and then I was watching Booster Tutor's YouTube channel, and he normally doesn't do box openings. Normally he does like random buys and stuff like that off of like Craigslist and stuff like that. But he opened a box of Throne of Eldraine, and he was having a lot of trouble opening the packs too. And some of the packs that I had at the pre-release had like a little notch in the top where you could sort of split the pack. These don't have it. It's rather curious. But I don't know. We're going to find out because I'm opening packs. So our first pack of Throne of Eldraine, before I do that, before I fully open that pack, let me clear all this up over here. Because I'm going to have somewhere to put all these lovely, lovely Eldraine cards. Now, this is another thing. I don't know if any of you have, if you were at pre-releases or if you weren't, if you've seen box openings, if you haven't, or whatever. But a lot of the fancy stuff that we were under the impression wouldn't be in regular packs actually turns out to be in regular packs. Just as a case in point, and I have this out here, my pre-release pack. I had it out in the thumbnail because I did want to show you that it is entirely possible. Did I put it in this box? I hope I put it in this box. I think I did. One sec. I can tell you. Yeah, it's in this box because I had opened the Wishclaw Talisman in my first pre-release. When I got my prize packs from the pre-release, I was rather surprised because of that. Because that was in one of my packs. That is a full art Royal Scions. So that means that the full arts of the Royal Scions, Garruk, and Oko are all available in regular packs, as are the adventure frames. And apparently, from what I've seen, so are the full art cards. I did not open any of the full art cards. I didn't open any of the adventures. I didn't get any of the adventures until my last pre-release, the alternate frames. But I did get that Royal Scions, which I thought was pretty hot, in one of my 2 prize packs because I went 2 and 2 in every pre-release because I'm just that good. Not at all. I did not spend anything on the collector's pack. The collector's pack was a bonus for buying the pre-order. I pre-ordered the set. I got lucky and I made it to my LGS in time to get it, to get in on it, and yeah, he actually gave us the packs. So I did not pay for it. I also I will try on Friday to get to Target because I know Rav, I know you and I had a little conversation about hitting up Target. Uh, so I do want to try to do that on Friday if I'm feeling better. Okay. So I'm gonna go through for the first couple of packs. I'm gonna go through the commons. I'll talk about a few of them. Just really from my experiences and pre-releases and things with commander playability and whatnot. But Brimstone Trebuchet was really fun to play. If I had actually gotten knights to play them with, I tried playing them in my last deck, and I had a splash for them because I had white black. But they were pretty fun. They're game winners if you manage to get a bunch of knights. So by all means, Brimstone Trebuchet. Uh, and I got to go through the commons anyway in case I get adventures. So there's no like skipping the commons here. Like I really wish I could. Like, but I have to look at all of them. Even though, from what I've seen, I did see the one box opening. I did see. You get the adventure frames are about as rare as the mythics. I think maybe they're a little bit less rare on the whole, but I think they're just as rare as the mythics are. So looking through anything interesting, Silver Flame Ritual is a very fun card if you can get the admin on it. It's really helpful, and you have so many cards that that come in with +1/+1 counters in the set already. So adding +1/+1 counters to them is actually quite cool, and I like the art. I think it's very round table-y. Because remember, this is part Arthurian legends and part Grimm's fairy tales. So I think they definitely kind of give the allusions to the round table, even if they don't openly say round table. Sportcap Spider boring, Merfolk Seakeeper kind of boring, but when you get screwed with that stupid sorcery there, where you're putting 4 cards from your library into your graveyard and then they're dropping an 0/4 on the table, this is like it's such a good card for the mill deck. And blue black does have a mill theme in this set, which I mean usually it does have a mill theme, but not always. So yeah, it's something to look out for. Crystal Slipper. I posted a video a couple weeks ago of Howard Lyon doing like a time lapse painting of Crystal Slipper. It was really nice. Yeah, that glare that I'm noticing it, and I'm trying to stay away from it. Um, is the text clear on Crystal Slipper now? Because it seems like out of focus to me. I think maybe if I get that out of the way, why is it focusing on the dude? I think I gotta do that. Maybe I don't know. Jeez, let's try doing that. Maybe. Or maybe I just moved him closer. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna figure it out. Elite Headhunter. This card was a friggin' beating in limited. Really bad beating actually. Because if you have any way to generate tokens, that ability just takes over the game. It just wipes the board clean, and then you're swinging with impunity. So it's really annoying card to face. Trail of Crumbs boring. Wandermare. Meh. In the meantime, though, we do have our rare, and the rare is, whoa, Acclaimed Contender. Claimed Contender. When it's battlefield, if you control another knight, you look at the top 5 cards of your library and reveal a knight or equipment or a legendary artifact card. Well, Jesus Christ, dude. Just give us everything while you're at it. But no, it's a pretty good card. I expected to see play in a fair amount of knight decks. Yeah. So I think I saw the focusing problem. I think I just have to like kind of try to stay over here, and I'm trying to like see where my hands are placed so I can keep consistently placing them there. Anyway, Forest and Poop in the back of the pack because uh, not even a token. All right, so I'm gonna try to move a little quicker while I'm still doing all this. I think unless I see something like really stand outish in the commons, I'll just pass it up. But I do have to look at all of them because of the. Oh, by the way, Roadstone Acolyte was really, really strong in limited. I really enjoyed playing with it. It's so good. Spectre Shriek, Frosty the Wilds, Edgewall Innkeeper, and the rare is Linden, the Steadfast Queen. For triple white, you get a 3/3 with Vigilance, and whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. Seems pretty good if you're going mono white, really, because if you're not going mono white, you're not casting this on turn 3. unless you draw like I do, in which case you can splash white and still draw the 3 white sources in plenty of time to cast Linden, because, you know, when I play 12 swamps and 5 forests, I draw 1 swamp and 4 forests, because that's just how I roll. And we got the goat token, the goat, chewing on the boot. It's giving us the boot, telling us to get lost. That's right. All right, continuing to open packs. We have another pack right here. Let's see what magical things wait inside. Ha ha. Giant Skewer, by the way, this is another really, really strong equipment. I don't think a lot of people realize how strong this is, and a lot of people misread this at the pre-release. They thought it was whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a food token. No, it's when it deals damage to a creature, you get a food token. So if you decide to block the creature with Giant Skewer, well, you're giving your opponent a hand. And it's giving +2/+1, so you do kind of want to block. Some of the monocolored equipment, the green one's actually really good too, because it auto equips to a non-human creature. So, like, there were a number of games like turn 1 Ginger Brute and turn 2 the Rosethorn Halberd on it. So I'm swinging for 3 unblockable every turn. It doesn't even matter if they played something on turn 1; they can't block it unless it has haste, because I just paid 1 mana for it. And you just kind of try to win the game that way. Moving to the uncommons, we have a Joust, we have a Deathless Knight, we have Sir Eleonora the Discerning, who I happen to like a lot. I think she's a very powerful card, and God, that glare. Yeah, I gotta figure that out now too. Jesus, everything. But she's pretty solid. I like her, and the rare is Opportunistic Dragon. You scummy card, you. One of my opponents in pre-release played this card, stole my Ginger Brute that had 2/+1/+1 counters and the Rosethorn Halberd on it. And because neither one of us bothered to read the card, he started swinging at me with the Ginger Brute and won the game. And then after the game, somebody next to us played Opportunistic Dragon. And all of a sudden we were like, oh, wait a minute. We totally did not read that card, did we? No, we totally did not. So it's whenever it enters the battlefield, you choose a human or an artifact an opponent controls. For as long as you can control Opportunistic Dragon, you gain control of that permanent, but it loses all abilities and can't attack or block. And that last part was the part we didn't read. Okay, so that kind of crossed us up a little bit. And I just realized I'm making my piles all wrong. And no foil. I was hoping. And another non-token card. Great. So that was 2 non-tokens out of 4 packs. Okay, last of my packs, then we'll get to that box. And I promise you I'm going to move through the box a lot faster, because I realize I'm taking a lot of time here. So anyway, let's see. We got Fling is back. Tournament Grounds, fun little card if you're playing Knights. Sage of the Falls. Drown in the Lock. And the rare is Once Upon a Time, which is good because when I understand that's one of the money rares, going to see a lot of play, because you can cast it for free once. It was the first spell you cast on a turn. Are we focusing? No. I wish I could figure out how this thing fucking focuses and like just make it focus when I want it to focus. Like, should be a button to press. Like, focus on the closest friggin' thing. Okay, but anyway, if it's the first spell you cast in a turn, there we go. If this spell is the first spell you cast in a turn, we cast without paying its mana cost. You get to look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a creature or land, put them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom. So it's a pretty good card, and it's going to see a lot of play. I'm pretty sure it's going for a lot of money right now. And looks like no foil. No foil. Okay, those packs were awful. It doesn't matter, because we have a whole box to open. Woohoo! And I have my fancy little bottle opener here, this little wine opener that has got a little corkscrew and all sorts of stuff, but it also has a knife. Because I am a serious wino. That's right. So let's get these packs out of the box and let's rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Let's rock and roll. Why is the box not opening? There we go. Why the packs messed up? All right, let's get the packs out. Stacks packs. Stacks packs. Yeah, that just happened. Anyway. Yeah, you see what I'm saying about the loose? Oh, these packs are different. These packs are different than the packs that are in the Planeswalker decks. And I say they're different because those packs, even though they were cramped, into the box, I did spread them out a little bit, and they were not loose. These packs are jiggly as hell, man. Like seriously, like there's like plenty of air in these packs. Like I can do this. I've never been able to do this so easily with a Magic pack before in my life. And everybody can have a joke about what I'm doing right now. Yes, it's that thing. Anyway, let's open this pack. Oh, look at this. They're reverse packs, so we're going to get to the rare first, apparently. And no token. And it's automatic. Return of the Wild Speaker. First of all, I am super, super glad that Garrick is back in the storyline. It's about friggin' time. I've missed my boy. Okay. One of the first playable Planeswalkers, and they retire him for like 5 years because they make him be cursed and go wandering off somewhere. But anyway, you get to choose one. You get to either draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control, or non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn. And it's a good thing I turned my ringer off because someone is trying to call me while I'm doing a live video. Alrighty. So anyway, we have to go through the rest of the cards. So we'll go through the rest of the cards. There's my 3 uncommons. Nothing really super special there. And then the rest of the cards, there's the Rosethorn Halberd I was talking about. That's really, really ridiculous if you have the right cards for it. Yeah, nothing special there because why would I get something special? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, pack number 2, and yeah, these don't have the little notch on the top like the pre-release kit ones did. I'm starting to think they had like. Don't do that again. Yeesh. Okay, so once again, these packs are backwards. Like the when you open up the pack, usually the commons are supposed to be in front. In this case, the tokens are in front. And by the way, is this not the creepiest ass token in the world? Oh my god, this dude looks like such a friggin' creep. No, 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 super creep. Astro Creep 2000, hell to the no. It's a human cleric, and he's scary looking. So we have a forest, and what's behind the forest? It is the rare or mythic. It is. Well, it's a foil, and it's a foil rare. It's Yorvo, Lord of Garenbrig. Enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it for a 3-mana creature. I forgot the stupid glare. Okay, and whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on Yorvo. And then if that creature's power is greater than Yorvo's power, you put another +1/+1 counter on them. So he's really trying to get you to go big. And it's like super obvious what you're supposed to do with him. So yeah, you just do it and you move on. And I'm aware it's not focusing again. And the regular rare is Faber Elder. I am this is that kind of card that's going to be worth money at some point. I don't think it's going to be worth that money necessarily right away, but I mean, like, what's the card I'm thinking of? Bloom Tender. Bloom Tender is worth a lot. This is a 0/0 with Vigilance for 1 green white. And it gets +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control, and for each color among permanents you control, you get to add 1 mana to that color once a turn cycle. It's pretty good. It's not amazing. I mean, I have a feeling I'll probably end up like dropping this into my Atraxa deck just because it's 4 colors and I can get 4 mana from it, and that just seems ridiculous. So I think I'm going to do that. So that's our Faber Elder. That's our rare. Nothing impressive in the uncommons. And scanning through for anything fancy. No, of course not. Nothing fancy. So let's keep going, and let's hope I don't hit the camera again. Yeah, I totally didn't. Okay, the adventure card. Dude's on an adventure. Okay, so after the adventure resolves, blah, blah, blah. We all know how to play adventures because, yeah. Behind the island will be the rare mythic, and it will be, nope, it's a foil. It's an Embereth Paladin. It's common. So what's behind that guy? Come on, big money, no whammies. It's our first mythic, and it's Harmonious Archon. For 6 mana, you get a 4/5 flyer that resets all non-Archon creatures to have base power and toughness of 3/3, which seems to be a theme in the set, like the 3/3 Elks and stuff like that. But when it enters the battlefield, you create 2/1/1 white human creature tokens, which hey, they'll be 3/3s also. So I think it's a pretty solid card. As you can see, playing standard held with no. If you get this in limited, just win target game, and that's it. So yeah, Harmonious Archon. Our uncommons, nothing fancy, although Inspiring Veteran. Oh my god, if you play somebody who gets 2 of these, just cry. Because you'll want to cry. I don't know if my girlie's watching, but hey, hon, there's your Flutter Fox. I got one. I'm gonna get a bunch more too, I'm sure. There's a bunch of foxes, and if you notice, the elves all ride giant foxes. I don't know if anybody's paid attention to the art, but I've noticed that. You should notice it too, because it's actually kind of cool. They have that instead of the elves riding horses, that they're riding giant foxes instead. Pretty freaking cool. So continue. I'm hitting everything here. I just hit my computer now. There's our food token. If you're unaware what a food token is doing, you pay 2 mana and tap it and sacrifice it, and you gain 3 life. There are cards in the set, particularly in black, that can do other things with food. Black green in limited is apparently the food color combo. So yeah, I think the best way to keep this in focus is to just keep both of my hands like right here. So strange, but I have to move my hands once in a while. What are you gonna do? And what's behind the mountain? Coming round the mountain. Yes, Gilded Goose, baby. It's another good card, another good rare open in this lovely booster box. It is a 1 mana O2 flyer in green. When Gilded Goose enters the battlefield, create a food token. It is one of the few. Wait for it. Wait for it. You see, I put both my hands in front, and all of a sudden it focuses. You can pay 1 in a green and tap it to create a food token, so it is a repeatable source of food, which not a lot of things are in this format. Gilded Goose is probably one of the few. And you can tap and sacrifice a few food to add mana. So it's cute. It's not quite a bird's paradise. It kind of wants to be, but it's not. So we have that, and the uncommons. Marrowleaf Pixie is really cool. You get the 2 mana flying 2/2, and it's a mana dork. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Okay, so yeah. Oh, there's the Ginger Brute, by the way, FYI. He's a 1 mana artifact creature. He's a food golem, which I like that they actually made some of the creatures food. It's kind of cute because he does have the food ability where you can sacrifice him to gain the 3 life. But he also can be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste by paying 1 mana, which actually is surprisingly easy. And if you put an equipment on him, you will beat face on your opponent for quite a while. It's really good that way. I like it. I like it a lot for. I liked it a lot in sealed. I don't know how well it's going to go over in draft, unless you could find a way to draft like multiples of them, and then like multiples of like the Rosestone Halberd and stuff. Or maybe like get some counter spells going on or something. So we have our adventure token. And let's pass up the island and see what's going on behind there. It is another foil rare. Wow, we just opened 2 foil rares in like the first like handful of packs. As a Castle Garenbrig. Okay, that's the battlefield. Tap unless you control a forest. This is probably the worst of the castles, I think. Because realistically, this bottom ability says if you have 4 of the lands, you can tap this for 2 green mana. That's basically what it says. I mean, it's not exactly what it says because that you have to have 2 forests, 2 green sources, and 2 other sources. But I mean, if you're playing mono green, this is basically just tapping for 2 mana if you control more than 4 lands. So I guess it's okay. I mean, I like the other castles a lot better. I love the White Castle. Haha. Sliders, baby. The blue castle's pretty good. The black castle's okay. Red castle's okay. But I think this is the worst one of them all. Like long term. I'm really not impressed by it. And what's behind the castle? It's a giant killer. This is arguably one of the better rares in the set, and I'm pretty sure this is total limited bomb, because anything that does that ability right there, one tap target creature, that's always really good. There's a number of things in this set that do that, so that's good. But chop down also is really strong, so good deal on that. This seems really good until you realize that you'll never be attacking with it ever. Like, seriously, you got to put counters on it to get this thing to attack. It's really annoying. Like, I don't like it. I played it once in draft, and I refuse to play it again. Sorry, in sealed, not in draft. Because I did not draft this set. I'm not insane. Haha! All right. Well, there's our human rogue token. I like the human rogue token. The human rogue token is really nice. It's way better than that cleric. But all done by the same person, I think. I think the 3 tokens that enchantment makes. The 3/1 cleric, the 2/1, the 1/2 rogue, and the 2/1, I think it's a warrior or something. Yep, you see, as soon as I put my hand down, immediate focus on the card. Wowza. What's behind the forest? The forest reveals to us a charming prince. He's really charming. 2 mana, 2/2. When it's the battlefield, you can either scry 2, gain 3 life, or blink something. Or slow blink it, because it comes back to the beginning of the next end step. And you can't blink the charming prince. This does say another target creature. There's our first adventure frame. And bingo, instant focus. So we got the OK Ranger, which is the only multicolored card in the set to have an adventure. The adventure creates 2 1/1 white human creature tokens, which is rather mediocre. You get a 2/2 for 4 mana, which is also mediocre. But you do get to tap it to anthem all your creatures by +1/+1. Not super thrilled with it, but it is a knight. If you're playing like mono white knights, you can get away with playing this. But if you're playing green white, like this is more useful for the fact that it has an adventure, because green white has a lot of cards that interact, that give you like bonuses when you cast spells that have adventures and stuff like that. So that's cool. One of my favorite cards in the set, Bake into a Pie, because it destroys a creature and turns it into food. Haha! Super clever. Super clever, sir. Super clever. Now, the odds of getting 2 adventures in a pack is pretty friggin' slim. So, if I get an adventure in the rare or uncommon spot, I'm still going to check anyway, because I'm sure it can happen. I'm sure it's not like it's never going to happen. Because, as soon as you say never, it happens. Then it totally happens. So let's get our food token out of the way. Let's get our planes out of the way. And it's Doom Foretold. This is a funny card. In the last round of the last sealed that I played. See, now I put the 2 hands in front. Now it's not focusing. I don't get it. Let's pull this really close. This is a bad card. This is a very bad card, unless you know your opponent's got nothing on the table. My opponent played this, and I had Piper of the Swarm on the table. So the beginning of the return was making a rat token and sacrificing it. It's this ability. Because the beginning of each player's upkeep, you have to sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent. Oh, look at that. We misread the card too. Haha. We misread the card too. But it still sucks. Because I ended up making him sacrifice it. And we totally didn't read the non-token stipulation. Haha, that's amazing. It's still jank, though. I totally agree. Complete jank. That's great. You see, everybody misreads cards at the pre-release. Don't ever feel bad if you misread a card at a pre-release, because everybody does it. I'm telling you, I've had it happen to me twice, as you can see. And one time I lost to it, and one time I got advantage from it. Life's funny. So anyway, Epic Downfall. It's kind of cute that this goes by converted mana cost instead of by power or toughness. But it's also very annoying because of that. And again, we're not focusing. So our other uncommons, and by the way, everybody, 7 dwarves. 7 dwarves. Anybody? A deck can have up to 7 cards named 7 dwarves. This is actually not bad, but the fact that you're limited to 7 of them is kind of disappointing. Like obviously it's flavorful. I get it. Haha, cute. But no, not quite as cool as you think. So far I'm okay with the first couple of packs. Here we got ourselves a board token, which gives you a food token when it dies. What's over the mountain? Over the mountain. Bad Ozzy. It's a foil mantle of tides. And what's behind the foil mantle? By the way, this is another good card because it does when you draw your second card, it does auto equip, which is really strong. But behind that is the Wicked Wolf. When it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. 4 mana, 3/3. You can sacrifice a food, put a +1/+1 counter on it, give it indestructible, and tap it. And this is the thing, in the old days, and by the old days I mean maybe up to about like 4 years ago or so, this would have read sacrifice a food, put a +1/+1 counter on Wicked Wolf, regenerate it. But apparently Wizards doesn't want to use regeneration anymore, and now instead of regenerating things, they just make them indestructible and then tap them. Which, I mean, basically is the same end result, provided, of course, that the creature would die and use the regeneration, but where it kind of sucks is when it doesn't use the regeneration, and you still have to tap it anyway. So, I am definitely getting a new camera before I do the next one of these, because this focusing problem should not be this bad. It really shouldn't. I think this should have solved it, and it totally didn't. So I'm a little disappointed. By the way, one other thing. Yeah, people misread these cards a lot too. People were under the impression that you got this no matter when you played it. No, it's only when you play it on tap. Hey, Maureen, how's it going? Glad to have you here. How's everything in Texas? Hope all is well. I presume your mom arrived safely, which is good. And another not a token card. And behind the planes is one of the rare adventure cards. It's Bone Crusher Giant. And all the rare adventure cards, all right, no, let me take that back. The blue one's kind of bad. Because that's the one that lets you wish from outside the game, and I never liked wish cards. But Bone Crusher Giant's really, really strong. I like it. I like this card a lot. I expect it will see play. I expect to see a lot of play. This Stomp being an instance really, really strong. And when it becomes a target of a spell, it deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. That just seems so good. I'm failing to see the problems. So we have that. La-da-da. Oh, yes, there's one vehicle in the set, everybody. One vehicle. And it's a carriage that turns into a pumpkin. And it makes mouse tokens that can crew it, which is actually pretty cool. It makes its own crewing creatures. I like that. It's about time we had an equipment that did that. Sorry, a vehicle that did that. Continuing to Rippus Packus, we are once again on an adventure. And what do we find when we go onto the island? We find a Worthy Knight. Whenever you cast a night spell, create a 1/1 white human creature token for a hate bear. Well, not quite a hate bear because it's not really hating anything, but it's a bear. It's a bear. Worthy Knight's pretty good. I do not have a problem with it. So far we opened what two of the adventure cards. What's with these bent corners? The opt had a bent corner too. Alrighty. So only one mythic so far. Well, two mythics if you count the 2020 pack I opened. The human token. She's okay. If you watch Alpha Investments, Rudy goes crazy over her, over the human token, but I don't. And through the forest, we find Gadwick the Wizard. This is another pretty good card. I expect it's going to see play in a lot of blue decks in Commander because of that X in the casting cost and what the X does, which is that when he enters the battlefield, you get to draw X cards. This is the first time I think that we've seen a creature spell with X in its cost, where X is only part of a side ability and not part of a main ability, which is rather interesting. It's a nice little thing. Why didn't they do it sooner? I don't know, but it's just the way it is, I guess. By the way, the one card that I'm really hoping for, and this is going to sound really strange because it's I think it's an uncommon, but it is one of the adventure frames, and it's the Embereth Shieldbreaker, because the adventure art on that card just looks so hot. I love it so much, and I want to see a foil. How Garrick's gonna work? Gadwick's gonna work in EDH. I think he's gonna be amazing. I really think he's gonna be good, especially because I mean you can play him on turn 3 and still manage to draw like 3 or 4 cards off it because there's no like spend only blue mana. Yeah, the commander tax. I have a gut feeling that people aren't going to really use them as a commander. There's too many good mono blue commanders to waste the commander spot on Gadwick. Like I'd rather play Azami. I'd rather play Teferi. A couple other mono blue guys, so I'd probably play over him, but he would definitely be in my 99. I mean, there's no question. Like if I have a deck that's built any sort of like controlling or like mid range or combo kind of thing in Commander, I really want him in the 99. I don't know if I want him as a Commander though. The Commander tax with the ability is just way too high. Behind the Plains, we have another foil, and it's Into the Story. At first I was like, oh, there's gonna be another attempt for them to make a fixed Ancestral Recall, but no, this costs 4 if your opponent has Threshold. And I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but Wizards is kind of not super keen on Threshold ever coming back. Yet this set has a handful of cards that if your opponent has Threshold, if your opponent has 7 or more cards in his graveyard, you get something extra, or you get a discount, or whatever. Like here, you get a discount. Some other cases, you get something extra. So I think it's rather interesting that they did that. And they didn't label it Threshold because that's not what they do really. But it's a good card. And drawing 4 cards for 4 mana is pretty solid, especially late game. So I expect this is going to see a fair amount of play, and it's instant speed. So it's almost better than Tidings. It's almost better than Tidings. Okay. What's behind Into the Story? We have Torbrand, Thane of Redfell. I lost games to this guy in pre-release because, of course, I didn't actually get him. Why is it not focusing now? It was focusing just fine with the 2 hands before. I'm just throwing my hands up in the air at this point. Okay, I'll figure it out. Grungully's hilarious, by the way. Each non-human enters with an additional +1/+1 counter. That was really fun. I had one of those in one of my pools, and I played red-green, and it was good. So no other adventure cards. And that's 1/3 of the box done. Going into the middle section now. There's our 3rd token from that one enchantment that I'm probably not going to see because it's a mythic. But the Warrior gets Trample and Haste. And the Warrior's the 3/1, the Cleric's the 2/1. That is a really pretty island. I want foils of this sucker. It's not going to replace my Esper Island with the squared off clouds. It's not going to replace my blue-black Fairylands from Lorwyn, but that's some really pretty art, and I'm sure that's going to look amazing in foil. Speaking of what's behind the island, it's a foil, and it's a Clockwork Servant. Is another uncommon foil because Into the Story was an uncommon foil, and behind the Clockwork Servant we have another mythic. It's the Cauldron of Eternity. Costs 2 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Whenever a creature you control dies, it goes on the bottom of its owner's library. And you can get cards that were already in your graveyard. You can get creature cards that were already in your graveyard back to the battlefield for 3 mana and 2 life. which sounds pretty good. Of course, you can only do it at sorcery speed, but yeah. Rav, by the way, you are aware that they severely upped the foil count. Like it used to be, I think 1 out of every 100 cards. I think now it's 1 out of every like 80 or 60. So there's a lot more foils if you watch, and this is why Core 2020 was such a good opening. Like I watch Alpha Investments box openings a lot. I watch Rudy do his shtick, and and he's opening a lot of 2020. And God, the value that you get in these boxes, like almost every box has a foil mythic, a foil rare. It was actually Rav, it was actually, I think it was 1 out of every like 4 or 5 packs. Like the foils were used to be about as rare as the mythics. No, sorry, twice as common as the mythics. It used to be like 1 every 4 pack. It was 1 every like, no, it was 1 every like 6 or 7. So you got like 7 or 8 foils in a box. Now you're getting like 10, and you're getting more uncommons, and you're getting more mythics and more rares. So I totally approve. Now you want to talk about commanders? Here's your freaking commander, dude. Not for nothing, but even then, there's better commanders in mono black too. But this guy's just so good, so good. Round. By the way, the change was the change started with 2020. Just so you know. So if you're looking to go back and pick up stuff, that's where you got to go. But that's the story with that, and no adventures. So far, I've gotten as many mythics as adventures, I think. So yeah, there's so many good things for aristocrat style decks. Yeah, that the elf. I actually in my third pre-release, I actually had 2 of them. She was my kit foil, so I have one stamped, and then I had a regular one of her in my packs as well, which was really good. But yeah, never got to cast her. No, actually, no. Most of the times I cast her, and she immediately got killed. Immediate death. Which I mean, I guess it's fair, but still, it was the immediate death was annoying. So behind the mountain is the Clackbridge Troll. By the way, I had this card in my last sealed as well. I originally thought this card was crap, but the only thing that's crap about it is if you're already behind on board state, then it's really bad because it doesn't help you get ahead. I was hoping that the shaking would maybe. All right, I give up. Because it has trample and haste for an 8/8 for 5. And when it enters the battlefield, you have to give one of your opponent 3 goats. And they can start sacrificing the goats to keep your Clackbridge Troll tapped. But if they tap it that way, you gain 3 life and draw a card. So it really kind of puts them in a bad position, no matter what they do. But like I said, if you're behind on the board, this is awful. You don't want to play it because you know right away it's going to get tapped for 3 turns, and then you're going to lose because your 5 mana play was absolute garbage. It did nothing for you. But other than that, I mean, I like it. It's not a bad card. This mother, oh my god! I played it in the deck that I had 12 swamps and 5 forests, and every time I drew it, I never got to 4 swamps. Never. It was amazing. I didn't get to cast it until my 3rd pre-release, and I played it in my 2nd and my 3rd. So yeah, Rav, good point. Actually, I didn't think about it that way, but you're absolutely friggin' right. The goats become food. Your opponent gets to feed the goat to the troll, and you get a card out of it in addition to the 3 life. Very good. I totally missed that one. You see, this is like teamwork, baby. Friggin' teamwork. And I'm still not opening any adventures. Oh, by the way, there was a big joke about this card during the pre-release. If you knew your opponent was playing blue, people would just always say please when you cast a spell. When they cast a spell, because if you tried to cast this, like, wait a minute, I said please. I did say please. I did not say please. Haha. Anyway, that's enough. Bad jokes. Anyway, we did have some fun with that joke. It was kind of clever when we were doing it. So anyway, super loose packs, another food token, and a forest, and a regular Yorvo. Lord of Garenberg. We opened the foil one before. I think this is my third Yorvo now, which is fine. I'll take it. There's our Goldilocks, which is very un-Goldilocks, actually, when you see all the stuff she does. Like it's literally the opposite of Goldilocks. Yeah, food and a clue. Wow. Wow, it's a food clue. Jesus Christ. That must be why the goat's got a boot in his mouth. Because the boot's the clue. The boot's the clue, Rav. That's it. The boot's the friggin' clue. That's it. We got it. We solved the mystery. It's done. It's done. We got it. The boot's the clue. There's our night token and a forest behind the forest. It's another foil. It's an Armadale Paladin. Believe it or not, 5 mana to tap a creature in this format in sealed was really good, and I don't think it's going to be that much different when you go to draft. So Garbs. Behind the island is a foil forest. And it's not a bad foil forest. I think it's pretty nice artwork. Not the one I think I would have wanted, but beggars can be choosers. And the rare mythic is Iara first to Lockthwain. Lockthwain. Like, I look at that word Lockthwain all the time, and I'm like, every time I say it, I feel like Mike Tyson. Lockthwain. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being silly. But Iara is a good card. Okay. See, this is the non-foil of the one that I want. This is the non-foil of the one that I want. I want the foil one of this. That foil's gotta look hot. Gotta. How nice does that look? Kind of mediocre card otherwise. Like destroying target artifact is good. At sorcery speed, kind of crappy. 2/1, kind of crappy. For 2 mana, it's okay. But I love that. It looks so nice. Jeremy Wilson, the artist, you did a good job, man. You missed a whole bunch of stuff. I opened 2 foil rares. I've opened Royal Scions and a Garrick already. A couple other things I'll take a quick tour through. Nothing super special yet, though. Like no full arts. A couple of adventures. Bone Crusher Giant at rare. Or Bone Breaker Giant, I forget what it's called. But don't yell at the clouds. That doesn't help. Anyway, behind the plains, we have Castle Embereth. Yeah, Castle Embereth's okay. Like, there's better cards that do better things. But they're usually in red-green, not in mono-red. It's okay. YouTube was in spinning wheel of death. So Rav, you're not the only one who's having trouble with like lag and stuff. One of the other people watching, Reaper Seeker, had said that there was some lag on his end, but apparently there's lag on a lot of people's ends because he can't be the only one with lag if you had a spinning wheel of death. So we're almost done. I still haven't opened you're here. It's good because I still have not opened that bad boy yet. I'm waiting because I only have the one. So I'm really waiting for that. That's going to be the last thing we do. Okay, so our food token behind the island. Ooh, look at that. We did get a shiny adventure, but it's common and it's curious pair. It's okay. Probably not going to see any play anywhere, but that's fine. And stolen by the Fae, which is not really stolen because you're just returning it to its controller's hand as opposed to taking it. Which stolen implies that you're taking it and you're not taking it. But you do get fairy creature tokens. So that's good. This was another card I lost to. As it turns out, if you're playing a whole bunch of X1s, Sir Kara will fuck you up. Did I learn that the hard way? My opponent's looking at me when he's got Sir Kara on the table, and he's like, "You're not playing anything. You're not doing anything." I said, "Yes, because everything in my hand is X1." I said, "I cast something, you kill it." I said, "Why bother casting anything? I'll just die." And that's exactly what happened. I died. Behind the Plains is Castle Vantress. And what was it? In my first pre-release kit, I opened 3 mythics and a foil rare, and this was the foil rare. I like Castle Vantress, even though paying 4 mana for Scry 2 is kind of a lot. It is a repeatable Scry 2, and repeatable Scry 2 is really good. $6? Reaper Seeker, please tell me that that's the lowest value common foil adventure, because that card's not that good. I don't. I unless there's like a food deck in standard that I'm not aware of, or that people are thinking of. I can't see that being $6 unless like it's just because of the actual physical scarcity of foil adventure alternates. But hey, I mean, $6 is $6. I'm not going to complain. Oh God, my nose is clogging again. Oh God, it's not getting any better. Yeah, it was the showcase art in foil. I'm just gonna grin and bear it with my stuffed nose. Yeah, once again, Free Seeker was the showcase art foil. Behind the Forest is an Ironcrag Pyromancer. The first time I pulled one of these guys. I think there's another card that's gonna be pretty good in Constructed. Just because dealing free damage whenever you draw 2 cards. I mean, drawing 2 cards a turn in Standard shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, Opt is a thing, so that can happen. Stupid sinuses. I hate this time of year. One of my ears is clogged now, and I can't do anything about it. Swamp Behind the Swamp is another. Jesus Christ with the doubles! Oh my God, it's another Castle Garenbrig. Wait, the last one I got was foil. Even more disappointing. Bell of the Brawl. Ha ha ha. That's funny. It's actually pretty good. Probably one of the better limited cards in the set, at least for Knights. All right, I managed to clear my ear. Yeah, I have a feeling, Reaper Seeker, that we're not gonna have a good idea of like where the prices on these things are until like all the collector's packs are sold out. I think that's what's going to be the big determiner, because they're pretty rare to open. I mean, I guess it seems like you're getting one a box, but I haven't seen enough box openings yet either, so I'm not sure. But I think once we get rid of all the collector's packs, and we're not, because you're pretty much guaranteed on average about one a pack in the collector's packs. I've seen a lot of collector's packs open. Behind the Island is the Great Henge. Yes, I had one of these in one of my pools, and it was pretty good, except it always came in my hand too late. For the record, this is a 9 mana spell, but it costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. You can tap to add 2 green mana to your pool and gain 2 life, and whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, it comes in with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, and you draw a card. So it's really good. Pretty obvious there. What do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 packs after this one, and then we'll do the collector's pack, and we're going to call it a night. So far it's pretty. Macius, what's up, brother? How you doing? I was trying to figure out, because what's funny. On my Discord server, one of the people on my Discord server is Reaper Valentine. And I'm pretty sure that that's one of my play group from up here, unless it's you, and I don't realize it's you. Uh, but um, but yeah, so like when I saw your name, I initially thought you were that guy. But now I'm probably also confused. So anyway, there's our goat, there's our food clue, as Rav and I were talking about earlier. Behind the forest, we have fires of invention. And this is another good card. I think I opened one of these at some point. Also, you can cast spells only during your turn. You can cast no more than 2 spells each turn. Uh, and you may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. I expect this to be played very heavily in certain commander decks. I like this a lot, especially if you can play a lot of like big spells and get a lot of lands out early. So maybe some sort of like Temur deck or something like that would probably be good with Fires of Invention, because you'll get to cast a lot of 3-color stuff for free. And you get 2 spells a turn. You just make them the biggest spells you can and put as many lands on the table as you can, as quickly as you can. Seems pretty logical. Yep, nothing good there. And no showcase frames there. Showcase. Yes, that was the correct term. Yeah, I'll agree, Reaper Seeker, that only your turn and only 2 spells is a problem. But if you're making them the biggest spells possible, I don't think it matters. You know, if one of those spells says take an extra turn after this one, where's the downside? Yeah, but once again, just take all the turns. That's what I would do. I mean, I you know, if I'm gonna only get to cast 2 spells a turn, and if I'm gonna only cast spells on my turn, I'm gonna take all the turns because that just seems like it makes sense. So you could even play it then in like in basically in Narset, I guess. Narset. I think Narset's ability doesn't really work well with it, but I'm absolutely certain there's gonna be a deck for it, and we're gonna be like, oh my god, this card's so broken in that deck. Foil weapon rack. How did I know there was gonna be a foil back here? I actually didn't know. Good guess. Behind the weapon rack is another. Wow, 2 Once Upon a Times. Oh wait, no. The one was in the one was in one of the Planeswalker deck packs. Another uncommon specialty frame, showcase frame. I'm gonna get that word right eventually. This guy's pretty good. That instance a little expensive, but it's not bad. 1/1 Death Touch is okay. Seems good. And the art's really, really nice for it. I like it. Sage of the Falls, Venerable Knight. La di da di da di da di da di da. La di da di da di da di da di da di da. Oh, what video game was that? I know there was some video game I was just humming. Yeah, I see your point. What if you played countertop? What if you played countertop? I mean, I'm such a countertop junkie. I would do it just for the shits of it. But I mean, you could countertop your way out of that. You can totally protect your spells if you countertop. By the mountain is Emery. Yes, finally I opened an Emery. I was waiting to see one of these. Emery costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard, and you can tap it to choose an artifact card in your graveyard, and you can cast it this turn. Seems pretty good. Apparently, this card is going to be really big in a lot of formats, so I'm glad I have one, and I think I opened one of my prize packs, so I think I have 2. It's even better. I'm planning on opening at least 2 more boxes of this set. Probably in a couple of weeks, though, because this week I'm putting my time, money, and effort into getting the Brawl decks. Yeah. There goes the color pile again. Okay. Well, anything that sets up a lab man win is always good in my book. So there's that too. Yeah. Yeah, she is a food chain outlet. All right, we have our adventure. Find our planes is what? Yo. That is three foil rares in this fucking box, man. That's three foil rares. Three foil rares in this box. Wow. 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 Behind it is Wishclaw Talisman. I don't care. Heldic Banners. I don't know if it's good enough in Commander. Like it does. Like I guess maybe for like blue and black, maybe if you're playing like a creature based blue or black deck. But I don't know if I could see it. I'm not super jazzed about this, especially because again those arcane signets and the brawl decks, which is just better. All right, we're in the home stretch. 3 more packs and then the collector's pack, and then I'm out. Behind, oh nope, I forgot. Garbage. Behind the forest. What's lurking beyond those trees? It is Mirror Maid. This is another card I needed for Commander, actually. Because anything that copy stuff is good. Keep it away from Dylan. Wow, I got a lot of uncommons of the showcase frames. It's pretty nice. I mean, the odds are like really kind of weird about that, but okay, we know whatevs. And yeah, not 2x. All right, last 2 packs, and then that hot, sexy collector's pack. Find the food, and behind the swamp, we have the Oathsworn Knight. It's about time I got this guy. Oh, wow, he's another guy who enters the battlefield with 4+1/+1 counters on him for 3 mana. Seems pretty good. He attacks each combat if able, and if damage would be dealt to him, while it has a +1/+1 counter, and prevent that damage and remove a +1/+1 counter from it. I'm really curious when they switched that ability from green to black, or if it was just something that I guess they could have put into any color they felt like it. But this used to be an ability on green cards: the Phantom Nantuko, Phantom Centaur, Phantom Worm. I think there's one other one I'm forgetting because I never played it. But good card. I'd play it. Sure to see play in standard. This card was a lot of fun in sealed, especially if you're making a lot of food, because -3/-3. I don't know if I mean I know the wording is different. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I forgot about that. I've played with those cards, but I've never played with them with anthems. Like I play Phantom Nantuko in Atraxa because that's the kind of stuff I do with my Atraxa deck in Commander. And I don't play any anthems in there because I'm just +1/+1 countering everything because it's what I want to do. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You cannot anthem with it. I did not notice that. I'll have to look at the cards again and see if the Oracle ruling is explicitly that, but I don't doubt it. Last pack, and then we go to the collector's pack, and then we're done. So bear with me. Last little bit here. The board token, the mountain, and behind the mountain lies a foil Marrowleaf Pixie, which is like our 4th foil uncommon. Wow, on the foils in this box. We're going to count them in a second because there were a lot. And behind it, finally, I see this guy, the Hushbringer. The Hushbringer. This is the hate bear. This is our friendly neighborhood hate bear. 2 mana, 1/2 flying lifelink, and creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities trigger. Or dying, actually. Wow, that's so good. That's so good. Oh, I know so many people are going to hate this because everybody loves it when I play Torpor Orb. Everybody loves it when I play Torpor Orb, and I'm being totally sarcastic when I say that. I'm sure everybody's aware of that, but I'm just clarifying. Yeah, that's really good. I'm going to enjoy playing that card. And we get anything fancy? Nope, no fancies in the last pack. No fancy in the last pack. But I said, please. All right. It's sexy time for the 3 people remaining watching the live feed. It is sexy time. It is collector's pack time. Oh, my word. So I've seen a bunch of these opened. And I'm still going to count the foils in the box because I really want to know. So here I'm going to go through all the cards one at a time because here it's actually meaningful because we have foils. And we have lots of foils. So blow your house down. So tiny. He's so tiny. Look at him. He's so tiny. It's another one of those cards with a reverse threshold. The Eye Collector. Cute. And Shiny Merchant of the Veil showcase foil. Yay! I like him. I think he's good. Just gonna say that. Lonesome Unicorn. The showcase of this is really nice too. For the record, getting from what I've seen, getting this means the chance of me getting that Embereth Shieldbreaker foil are really friggin' slim. Most packs have 1. Very few packs have 2. A few packs have 0. I haven't moved into the uncommons yet, so it seems like let's see, because you can have anywhere from 5 to 7 commons. So this is common number 6, Forever Young. And common number 7, Smitten Swordmaster. So I only have 2 uncommon foils. And one of them is Animating Fairy. And the other one, Embereth Shieldbreaker. No, it's Slaying Fire. It's Slaying Fire. Now, you get 3 non-foil showcase frames. So our first one is another Order of Midnight. Pretty, but that means I also did not get a rare. Oh, by the way, in one of these 3 slots, I think at any point, but I think it's usually the first one, so I think I didn't get it, you can get a full art Planeswalker. So I'm very scared. There's a Curious Pair. Nope, didn't do it. Ardenvale Tactician. Now, this is the interesting part of these packs. The next card may get ripped in half. You may watch me do it. Because God help me if it's a Thornwood Falls or Stone Quarry. The card behind this is a card from any of the new cards from the Brawl decks or the Planeswalker decks or a non-foil version of the Box Topper or Command Tower with the new art. So what did I get? Please let it be one of the Brawl commanders. Please, 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 please. Nope, but it was a rare. It was a rare. It's probably from, I think this is from one of the Brawl decks, the Workshop Elders. Because I don't think this is from Oko's deck. And it wouldn't be in Rowan's. Behind here is our extended art rare or mythic. And oh my god, it is Rankle, Master of Pranks, mythic in the extended art spot. Rankle's pretty good. I expect him to see play somewhere. I don't know if he's going to see play in Commander. I think using those abilities, I mean, you might be able to get away with it. I don't know. I think somebody's going to try to play it. I think there's definitely some places where it's going to be good. But as flying case, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you choose any number of the following. Either each player discards a card, each player loses 1 life and draws a card, or each player sacks a creature. So it's pretty much mix and match. And mix and match is always good in Magic because you get to choose the effects. For the extended art is $71. Nice. Now, Finally, we're getting to the foil spot. Oh, wait. The foil token. Oh, look at the cute little mouse with the needles and the thread behind it, because it's one of Cinderella's mice, because we're aware that the carriage makes the mouse tokens. Super clever, super shiny, super cute. Look at the cute mouse. And the foil token is shiny too, and disappointment, it is not the pig. It's not the boar. Now, this card behind here, this is the last card that we're going to see. This is going to be a foil. It's most likely going to be a regular foil, rare, or mythic. It can be extended art foil. It can be showcase foil. I'm really hoping it's an extended art foil because I would really like to, and it totally is because I see the side of it. Yes. I've been watching people opening the boxes of collector's packs, and there seems to be an average of about 3 a box. I've seen boxes open with 1. I've seen boxes open with 4. And for the record, for anybody who decides to be crazy and open single packs of collector's stuff when you're actually paying good American dollars for them, or any dollars really, it doesn't matter if they're American or not. But if you're going to open a single pack, if you open a single pack and you get an extended art foil, immediately buy the next pack in that box. Immediately. I've seen a number of box openings, and in every box opening I've seen, the extended art foils are back to back to back in the boxes. 4 in a row. Multiple times I've seen it happen. So you definitely want to do it and go from left to right. And it works. It works. If you watch the videos, I've been watching plenty of videos of Rudy from Alpha Investments opening these boxes. He's opened about like 8 at least, if not 10, 12 more of them. I can't count how many boxes of these he's opened because I've watched so many of them in the last week. But I promise you, if you open one of the extended art foils, go right for the next pack and open that one too, because there might be one there. So what was our foil? Acclaimed Contender again. Oh, all the acclaimed contenders. All the acclaimed contenders. So I wanted to see, before we go, how many foils were in the box proper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There were 13 foils in my one box. In my one booster box of Throne of Eldraine. That's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. That is one every 3 packs. Do I think that's going to be consistent? No. But the average is better than 1 out of every 4 packs right now. For sure. You're definitely going to open more than 9. So it's better than 1 out of every 4. 1 out of every 3, a little sketchy. But really strong. Really good to open boxes of this. I'm going to open at least 2 more, maybe 3, depending on how my money grip situation ends up in a couple of weeks. But that's it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Peace, love, and lots of value from your Magic cards. And win some Commander games, huh? Me, win some Commander games. Not you. Sorry. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.